two, three. I'm gonna go. All right. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know the video is all about healing and what is Kanishka even talking about? She's not a coach, and she already mentioned it in her previous video that coaching and I'm not going to sell a course or anything. Don't worry, I'm not. I'm not becoming a coach. I'm not becoming a self healed or self help person, and I'm not selling you any course or anything like that. I'm still that 27-year-old founder of ANU Media, figuring her life out and creating relatable content. And I've promised myself that every Wednesday and Saturday I'm going to post a content, and it's so much pressure. But then there's one more bigger thing that I've promised myself, that I'm going to be on this transformation journey and I'm going to start working on myself. So the first thing, I woke up early and then I was like, okay, I need to get onto the things that I've promised myself. And the first and the foremost thing was either I read or listen to an audiobook. And it's so boring, trust me. Like, today's the 11th day, today's 11th February, and for 10 days I just did not, like, the entire thing that I mark, whether I've done something tick marked and not done something, I'll show you that in my coming videos about how I'm transforming my life. 10 days it was empty, and today I was like, let's just do this. Surprisingly, I picked up a really, really amazing book. And that book is When You're Ready, This Is How You Heal. And I'm like, okay, do I really need healing? What's going on in my life? And that brought me to the question, a really important question. Do you at times feel that nothing's technically wrong in my life, but nothing's going right either? And I feel like something's not complete. There's a void in your life, you're constantly anxious, and you don't know what's going wrong. Be it about your career, your relationships, your family, your health, something seems off, but it's not wrong. And trust me, majority of the crowd is in this zone where, okay, if something big and if something big or wrong happens in your life, you can at least state it, that what's off putting or what's something going on in your life. But when friends check up on you and you're like, yeah, thoda theek nahi lag raha hai, and then they ask you, but hua kya? And then you go like, पता नहीं यार, कुछ हुआ नहीं है, but कुछ ठीक नहीं लग रहा है. And I have realized this while I was studying on a lot of patterns, that this pattern is very, very prominent in founders. And as a founder myself, I go through this very often. You're in this constant anxiety, constant stress. So just because I'm sitting here and creating content and making this YouTube video does not mean that I have it all figured out. But guess what? I'm working on myself and I want you to work on it too. So coming back to the thing that I started, and then I picked up Audible and I started listening to it, and then came this chapter, the book, When You're Ready, This Is How You Heal. So first of all, I did not even realize that I needed this. And when I came on the sixth chapter, I was listening to it. There comes this one chapter that talks about 47 ways to practice micro healing in your daily life. you know Irrespective, and there's one thing that this book mentioned, that everybody needs healing. You don't know what you need to heal from, and the pattern and all of these things you can decipher later. But the first and the foremost thing is, start with these things. And you'll not believe, from the past 1 month since 2026 started, I have been working on these things for my own self. And while I'm working these things on my own self, I did not know how to put it out there, because I was like, I don't want to sound too preachy, that look what I'm doing to help my life. And even though I feel like I'm not going to get up from bed and end up doing things, I still push myself to get up and do things. But I thought, why be preachy? Because that's not what I want to be. Guess what? I want to be relatable. I want to be more human. I want to feel more towards you. And this book just pierced right through my heart. And then I was like, just chuck it. I'm not going to like sit and write a script. I'm going to read right through these 47 pointers. So if you're somebody who's watched the title, you know that you're in for a long video. This video is going to be like 20 minutes plus long. And you know what's in for you. This video is going to be about, if you're stuck, if you feel like you don't know what to do next, if you feel like you are clueless, trust me, these things have helped me. 2025 end, I was all about, no, media needs to grow, I need to make sure my revenue touches 1 crore per month. And what all not, like, I can't even tell you, I was in so much anxiety. Nothing was wrong, everything was great, we had client inflow, we had everything going great. But just the feeling of doing better. A lot of times my friends tell me that, Kanishka, nothing's wrong in my relationship, but I feel like something's going to go wrong. The gut feeling and intuition is good, But sometimes it's because we are not constantly working on ourselves. So in 2026, here's what I started. I started working on myself. Small habits being that 1% better every day, that will result and give you compound effects. And that's what I'm going to read it. I'm just going to plain read it and just give you like one, two tips in between if I can, about 47 ways to practice micro healing in your daily life. That is going to help you eventually in your career, in your relationships, to become a better person, to understand what's going to help you future. Okay, so let me just dive into it and get started. But for those who are watching this video till here and are thinking, who's this girl? We know your name. But hi everyone, this is Kanishka Thakur. I'm a 27-year-old entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses and I'm the founder of ANU Media. That's what people know majorly about my business. And yeah, a couple of things about me. You can just go and check it out on my Instagram and YouTube. So let's get started. Here's what this 47 ways taught me, and it beautifully started with gratitude. And in the end, the 47th thing ended with something so powerful. So you need to wait and watch this video till the end. 47 ways, 47, 47 ways to practice micro healing in your daily life. Point number one, do something that your future self will thank you for, even if it's small. You know, even the smallest of things help so much. I'm not going to give you too much gyan, but this point, even though it seems so small, that do something that your future self will thank you for. You'll not believe this. I take a plate, and whatever is in the plate, I finish that food. But I've started doing this very small thing, that I've started eating until I'm 80% full, even if there's something left in the plate. I rather go and feed it to a stray animal and not waste that food than actually spoil my body. So I started doing this small thing and I can already see the effects in the past 10 days. So the first point itself hit me because maybe I was actually and already practicing it. But for you, you really need to start doing something really small that your future self will really thank you for. The second thing is, appreciate something you have today that your past self would be impressed by, even if it feels normal now. You know, now my life feels so normal that, oh, I'm driving a Mercedes, I have my office, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. 5 years ago, if somebody would have told me that this is my life, I would have gone bonkers. I mean, we do not have a house of our own. My dad retired. We were like घर घर ढूंढ रहे थे कि हम कहाँ जाके घर बनाए. There was a month where we did not have money to even buy food, and just so many things. And this lifestyle feels so normal to me. But 5 years ago, I mean, my past self would have gone nuts looking at the entire thing. So appreciate something you have today. Well, I have a lot of things to be grateful about, but you, even if your life feels like it's falling apart and you don't know what to do, and you're like, hey Kanishka, I don't have a career, I don't have a relationship, I don't have a good health, and I have nothing that I need to be grateful about. Trust me, you're grateful for breathing, you're grateful for being alive. So appreciate something that you have today. The third thing is, start saying thank you for what you want as though it has already happened. Write it down, say it out loud. Once is enough. For those who want to journal, or for those, like, these are about manifestation and all, I won't get much into it, but I have this thing about saying sorry, thank you a lot, and I'm really grateful. So I thank God for everything that I have. So you need to start saying thank you as if it's already happened. Thank you for my future self. What I'm thanking for is my health, thanking for having a really healthy body. So you start doing it too. Fourth, learn the power of momentum. Start with small tasks in the day and let it build. I cannot emphasize on this enough. I really, really want to scream and say this. Learn the power of momentum. Start with small tasks in the day and let it build. Let me tell you something. Anything multiplied by zero is still zero. So if you're sitting on your desk, not moving, sitting on your bed and just lying around, not doing anything, your life is not going to move. I know you feel lost. You feel like you have nothing left in your life to do. But you know what? Get up from that bed. Even getting up from that bed is momentum. Because let's say you multiply 1,000 by 1, there's still a number. But if you multiply 1,000 by 0, there's nothing. So I cannot emphasize so much on momentum. There were days where I didn't feel like getting out of bed, not coming to office. I did not come to office. But guess what I did? I at least got out of bed. The least I could do was help my team through my phone. So I cannot emphasize on momentum enough. Go and watch my previous videos to understand that. Instead of overthinking, do it. Start small, but do it. The next thing, make one tiny shift in the right direction. Drink one half glass of water walk around the block, take one deep breath. Even that one bit or that 1% of something makes a lot of difference. I'm not going to explain this, but try to make that one tiny shift in the right direction. Just for today, let yourself feel how you feel. This is the sixth point. I know if you're watching this video, you've actually come here because you're going through something. And I know my energy is like, oh, iske life mein to sab theek chal raha hai, ye dekho kitna mast baith ke video bana rahi hai and all. I know I was supposed to come to the office at 3. It's 8 o'clock right now. I'm recording this video. I know. I mean, I did all of these points. I made that one shift and all. But a lot of times, I also don't feel like doing things. And this is what I want to remind you. Just let yourself feel how you feel today. A lot of times when my team members or anyone tells me that, Kanishka, I'm going through this and I don't know what to do, I can't be as active as you are. You don't need to be. Everybody has a different energy. Everybody is going through their own things. So for you, you need to let yourself feel what you feel. You need to just let yourself be the way you are. The seventh one, find a healthy, productive distraction for when your mind needs to be rooted. So be rerouted. So you need to reroute your brain first of all, and you need to find a healthy and productive distraction. It's very easy to just drink and smoke as a distraction, but trust me, it doesn't help. So you need to find a really healthy distraction. It can be anything. I'm not going to dive much into it because I'm going to make an entire video about it. Next, and so important, especially because I'm in the field of social media, I think this is the eighth point. Unfollow every single person who makes you feel bad about yourself. You know, you're following celebrities, you're following your friends who's doing so much. And you know, the best part about our social media right now is you can restrict people. So even if you don't feel like unfollowing them, you need to restrict. You need to hide stories. It can be your best of friends. I have my closest and best of friends whose stories make me feel like, oh my God, I'm not doing enough. And for temporary, I genuinely go ahead and hide them. It is needed. Trust me, I think out of all the points, this is the point that I'm going to like highlight and say, please go and protect your energy. Unfollow every single person who makes you feel bad about yourself. Next, see your discomfort as your subconscious way of telling yourself that you are capable of more and better than you have at this current moment. So, be in discomfort, it's fine, but just do positive trash talk. Like, trash talk is negative in general, but I say do that trash talk, but say like positive trash talk. Be like, what are you even doing, Kanishka? And be like, tu kar sakti hai, tu kar. And then, you know, be in that negative zone, but be like, you can still do it. I'm not going to like talk much about it. This is the 10th point. Junk journal. Open up a book and scribble down exactly how you feel. Stop trying to invalidate them with positivity that will arise on its own once your subconscious is more clear. I'm not going to talk on this because I don't journal. I need to start, but you can start journaling. But you need to start scribble how you exactly feel. Don't be in delusion and don't be too much positivity also. Just because all of these things sound like, oh, this is so positive and it is like this toxic positivity and what all not. I'm not saying be positive. I'm saying feel what you feel and write down exactly how you feel at the moment. 11th, let yourself dream. Imagine what you want to build and create next in your life. Dream big. Delusion in the right place is good, delusion in the wrong places is wrong. If I start talking about my delusions, I'll start crying. So I'll keep that for the next video. 12th, give yourself something to look forward to. Plan a trip, make a date, or take yourself out somewhere. And there are days when you don't want to get out of bed, but there are days when you actually need to plan and forcefully get out of bed. So a lot of times I don't feel like coming to the office. So I request my friends that, hey, how about we catch up in my office and play foosball in my office? That brings me to the office. So you need to like force put yourself in situations where you don't feel like being. 13th, give yourself something okay, if there is something you need to change in your life, start today. Look for new jobs, write a letter to someone you need to apologize to. If time is not resolving the matter, then time may be waiting on you. You know, we feel resentment towards someone, but the biggest issue is that we don't want to work towards it. I'm not saying go and talk to that person. I'm just saying write a letter to that person and probably never give it. But I'm saying start small. The points are repetitive, but start. Momentum. I cannot emphasize on momentum enough. 14, do not believe everything that you think. I posted this on my story. And the 15th, do not trust everything that you feel. 14th, do not believe everything that you think. And 15th, do not trust everything that you feel. Because your mind and your heart can actually sometimes put you in the wrong direction. Sometimes you need to be neutral, and I'm learning this too. 17. Think back on everything you've worried about that turned out to be nothing, and how sometimes our fears lead us to believe our worst thoughts are most real. Now, this is for overthinkers. This is for people who think that, पर ये तो होने वाला है. For example, sometimes one gossip reaches somebody else and they're like, अब तो ये गया, अब तो ये मेरे पेरेंट्स तक जाएगा, अब ये होने वाला है. या a lot of my friends say कि यार मेरा ex boyfriend आके मेरे पेरेंट्स के सामने तमाशे करने वाला है. And so many times, we have already imagined the worst situation, and then it was nothing. So think about those times where you felt like your world was going to crash down and then it was nothing. And just thank yourself that maybe this situation is also like that. 18. Um, think back on all the times you had strong, overwhelming feelings that you didn't really understand, and realize that sometimes you just had to learn how to let time pass. I learned this from a really, really dear friend of mine, because I told him that you should have stood up for me, you should have helped me in this situation. And he just said, Kanishka, the situation was not in my control. All I could do was wait. And that's what he did. And trust me, it turned out to be perfectly fine. A lot of times I feel overwhelmed and I want to like solve things because I'm always in momentum. But he taught me this really important thing, that sometimes you just need to let time pass. You cannot control everything. I think is the 20th point. Do something each day that helps you get to know yourself better. Write down what you like and what you don't. Identify your values, your beliefs, your hopes, and your fears. This is something that I'm giving this entire year or two for myself. Because when someone asks me what kind of partner do I want, what is it that I want to do, not want to do, I have the answers, typical answers about work. But in a lot of places, I don't have the answers. And that doesn't happen in one day. Like, for example, if I ask you, do you like sushi? You will either have an answer, yes, no, maybe. But if start asking you about each and every aspect in your life, that are you okay with somebody who pukes or feels pukish in the car while you're on the way on a 8-hour journey? It's so small. But trust me, when you start writing about what you like, what you don't like, what you feel, what you don't feel nice, and what your beliefs are, what your hopes are, what your fears are, you're technically journaling. And not just journaling, you're writing your biopic. You're writing what you like, what you don't like. And clarity becomes more clear to you. You're more towards a better clarity for yourself. 21st, spend time with people who understand you. Very important. Sometimes, a lot of times, the best person who's going to understand you is you yourself. And sometimes it doesn't work like that. So you really need to spend time with people who understand you. 22nd, do something for someone without asking for anything in return. I think I'm very grateful I practice this every day in my life, that I need to do something for someone without asking for anything in return. It doesn't always help me, but guess what? I'm just happy that I do it. 23rd, don't be afraid to disengage. Spend less time on your phone, decline events that make you feel drained at the end. Remember the sacredness of your energy and attention. So, I'm not going to get into energy and attention and all, but you need to start saying no. I don't have that boundaries and I'm learning, but be afraid to disagree. 24, read something that makes you think about the world differently. Okay, I need to like pause here before I read this and tell you this. My one of the person recommended me this about a video on YouTube. It's a TEDx talk, and that TED talk is about the danger of a single story. I think that's the name. You should check it out. The danger of a single story. And it talks about when you know only one side of the story, you are blindsided and you see the world in that way. She was talking about how she's an African and she saw America in a certain way, and she always thought Americans to be like that. Even us as Indians, at times we think Rajasthan mein to pani hi nahi hai. I mean, I'm sure it happens to you. So read something that makes you think about the world differently. You need to know both sides of the stories before judging people and things and places. 25th, note what comes effortlessly to you. Within this is a key to your future. Because this is very important. A lot of times when you're not able to get out of bed, you need to know what is effortless to you. For me, talking comes effortless. So even if there are days I'm not able to get out of bed, I'm on the phone talking. So understand that. And that will all happen if you do these previous points by noting your values, beliefs, what you like doing, what you don't like doing. 26th, note what is interesting to you. Within this is a key to your purpose. See, the first one, it is a key to your future. I like talking, so I made my career in talking. The 26th point is note what is interesting to you. Within this is a key to your purpose, because what you find interesting is your purpose for life. 27th, note what you struggle with the most. Within this is a key to what you're here to heal. This is important. A lot of times we feel like anxiety is ruling us without even knowing what the problem is. So you need to understand that what do you struggle with. For me, I struggle a lot with actually communicating with the ones I love, because मैं चिड़चिड़ में चली जाती हूँ, मैं प्यार से नहीं समझा पाती हूँ. And that's when I realized that okay, this is my key to healing, because I love my team, I love my clients, I love my parents. And when I'm not able to communicate, I am very good at communication, excellent, no doubt. But when it comes to me passionately wanting to tell them something about like don't do this, even when it comes to me telling my clients not to do something, I just get so irritated. And I realized that that is the key where I want to heal, because I want to be so confident in myself to say that listen, I'm telling you not to do this, you better not do it, because if something goes wrong, I'm not coming to rescue you. 28th, practice standing up for yourself in a healthy way. Look in the mirror and practice setting boundaries. Learn to speak your truth with dignity and grace. Really important. I'm learning, like I said, I get a little irritated. So I need to practice standing up for myself in a healthy way and practice setting boundaries. 29th, recognize that whatever bothers you most about other people can reveal the unconscious truth about yourself. Use these discomforts as opportunities to heal your own invisible wounds. This is important because this is what I feel, honestly. Like I told you, until the middle part of these 47 ways to micro heal, I was like, oh my god, it started with like basic things which I'm like, yay, I'm doing it. And then it went on to hitting me so hard, especially this point where, let's say, if something about the team irritates me, about them not being disciplined, and I realize that, oh, unconsciously, maybe that's something that I'm not being serious about too. So if that was bothering me about the team, I started practicing it, and that's where I am getting in a routine, being more disciplined. So whatever bothers you about people, subconsciously ask yourself, is it something that discomforts about you, or is it about the other people? I think it's the 30th point. Please excuse me if it's not. Lean in deeply to which that brings you joy. Something that brings you happiness, do it. That's all I'm going to say. 31st, do something special for the people you really care about, even if it's just a reminder text of how much they are loved. A lot of my introvert friends don't do this to me and it hurts, but that's when I realized that their way of showing is different. The way they care about me is by showing up in different ways. So you need to find your way about making others feel special. And I've practiced this since a year, that at least once a day I will do something for someone that makes them feel special, or at least I make them feel loved or remember them at least. 32nd, create a vision board. I cannot emphasize this enough. I have never created a vision board before. Akshada is right in front of me, and she told me that Kanishka, you should create a vision board for 2026 because you're a visual person and this actually helps you. And I'm not even ashamed of saying the numbers, but the revenue has skyrocketed since the time I made my vision board. So it's really good. You should try it out. 32nd, 33rd, I think 32nd, study the daily habits of people you admire. Very important that you have people who you admire, most importantly, and then you study the daily habits. Next, study the daily habits of the people you do not admire. This is more important for me. I look at someone and I'm like, I know I don't want to do this. So for the longest time, when I used to travel by bus, ST bus, when I was studying for UPSC, I used to talk on the phone all the way while coming from ST bus. And then suddenly there came a time where a girl came and sat in front of me and she was talking on the phone. And I was like, oh my god, do I look like this when I'm talking on the phone? And since that day till today, I've never spoken on the phone in public transport. So this is really important about observing people. I think it's the 34th or 35th point. When you feel the impulse to judge another person, remind yourself gently that every time you do so, you only continue to narrow your own self approval. I'm going to read this through because these are really basic but important points. But I don't want to, go on to explaining this more because I'm also learning these things about myself. 35th, state what you feel in clear and honest terms. This will help you process and accept it. even if it doesn't make complete sense to you right now. Like I said, I struggle with doing that by stating exactly how I feel, especially when I'm irritated. So let's go ahead. 36th, interrogate one negative thought. Instead of running on autopilot, stop and ask yourself, is this true? Do I for a fact know that this is true? And who told me this is true? So sometimes I have this negative thought about myself that, oh, I'm in a certain way. I'm not going to say it out loud because I know I'm going to be a better person. And then, those things just get instilled into me that, oh, I am chicky, or I talk too much that irritates people. And then I'm like, you wait, somebody told me, pause, Kanishka, and try to understand, like, is this even true about yourself? And when do you do it? And then I realized, yeah, I'm actually only irritated when somebody crosses a boundary, where somebody is doing something wrong. So interrogate that negative thought that you're feeling about yourself right now. Nothing's going wrong in your life. And as a founder, I get you. But if something is going wrong, you need to really, really interrogate that thought. Start asking questions to that thought. For example, if somebody has told you that, oh, you know what, you are really mean, ask what made you feel that way. What made you be mean towards that person? And that's so important. For the longest time, people keep calling me fat, people keep calling me moti. I asked myself, okay, where is this stemming from? Can I do something about it? I interrogated that negative thought, and I'm on my journey to actually transform and help myself. 37. Then ask yourself, does this thought help me move my life in the direction I would like to go? Because I would like to go in a direction of being a much healthier founder. But if I keep telling myself that I'm fat, I'm never going to work it out. So ask yourself this negative thought if it's helping you. A lot of times, like my team gives me feedback and says that, ma'am, you're impulsive. And I'm like, wait a minute, let me interrogate this negative thought. Why does my team feel this? But does this thought help me in my life? Yes, it does. So I need to work on it. I think this is the 38th point. Give yourself permission to rest. If all you were able to do today was wake up and keep breathing, that's okay. And like I said, give yourself the permission to rest. Trust me, I learned this the hard way after 4 years of building the business. And I think I give myself the permission to rest. And I tell this to my clients and I tell this to my team also that I don't think I'm in the zone today. So you need to give yourself permission to rest. So if you're feeling right now that something's going wrong and you're not doing okay, it's okay. 39th, make a to do list, then cut it in half. Then cut it in half again, and you should be left with one or two most important tasks. Focus on those and those only, go from there. I'm not going to talk on this because I try to do the entire thing. So I like to finish my to-do lists, but yeah, try to do it. Cut it in half. Prioritize the tasks and only do those one, two things. My mom told me this. I love it when, I see those reels where they say ki, my mom gave me this advice, my dad gave me this advice. So proudly I can say this, that my mom gave me this advice कि तूने आज दिन में एक काम कर लिया ना, बस हो गया. जितनी तेरी जिंदगी है उतने डेज कैलकुलेट कर. तो दिन में अगर एक एक काम भी करेगी ना, बहुत बड़ा काम कर लिया तूने. And my mom had just come back from, I think, the dentist or something, and she said, मैंने आज डेंटिस्ट का काम कर लिया, हो गया मेरा. Then she's like, मैंने आज आधार काम कर लिया, बहुत बड़ा काम हो गया मेरा. And I am like, I want to do everything. आज ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है, वो भी करना है, वो भी करना है. So now I'm like, it's okay when I'm not in the zone. I'll just do one or two tasks. 40th, meditate on how far you've come. Make a list of all the things you have, do, and feel that you've never imagined would have been possible. Yes, be grateful. Meditate on the things that you actually have. Today, when I look back, I really, really cannot believe sometimes that I own a Mercedes, and it was such an impulsive decision. I'm going to make a video on that soon, but I think I've come very far. 5 years and my life has changed upside down. 40th, meditate on how much you've overcome. Consider everything that happened in the past that you swore you'd never get over, and note that you always did. I'm grateful for my team. I'm grateful for Dhwani. I'm grateful for Akshada, most importantly. She's sitting here. She is one of my biggest strength. And when I heard this point, I cannot even tell you how much this point made me think of her. Because I remember when I was in college, I was like, मुझे के वाग में डाल दिया, मुझे नासिक के कॉलेज में डाल दिया, मुझे engineering करवा रहे, मेरा तो जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गया. And I'm just like crying in the washroom. Then I meet Akshada and I'm like, कुछ नहीं हो सकता मेरी जिंदगी में, दिस इज डन, एंड इसके बाद तो मैं कुछ ही नहीं कर सकती, आई गॉट इनटू अ स्ट्रीम दैट आई डोंट लाइक, मेरा करियर चला गया, सब कुछ चला गया. नाउ व्हेन आई थिंक अबाउट इट, we've come really far. And everything that happened in the past that I swore to myself that I'd never get over this, this is the worst thing that has happened to me, we always did. And when I was thinking about her also, there were things that she had mentioned which I'm not sure if she remembers, that I'm not sure if I'll get over those things. And we all did. There are things that we thought that we'll never get over: a person, never get over a career break, or a family that you lost, or a friend that you lost who's no more in this world. But you did overcome that. So this feeling that you're feeling right now, you'll overcome that as well. 41st point, express genuine gratitude. Find something you're actually happy to have. 43rd point, if feeling good is too far from where you're at, just try to feel neutral. We've already covered this. You don't always have to be positive. You don't always have to feel like, oh, things are great and yay, let's do this. Although I may look like that, but I'm not. Trust me. 43rd, 43rd, very important. This is what my friend told me, and I never listened to his advice. But when I heard this, I was like, yeah, let me do this. Sleep when you're tired. Please sleep. So, my friend has this really bad habit. Whenever I go and complain anything to him, he's like, Kanishka, ek kaam kar, so ja thodi der. So cute. And I'm like, तुझे समझ रहा है ये कोई टाइम है सोने का? So I never sleep in the daytime. ये कोई टाइम है सोने का? सोने से टाइम वेस्ट होता है. I'll go and fix this. And I'll just tell you a really funny story in between. I was supposed to get a gimbal, my camera gimbal. It was expensive, and the courier wala guy was not delivering since 2 days. So I went crying to him. I said, यार gimbal नहीं आ रहा है, phone नहीं उठा रहा है, मैं जा रही हूँ उसके पे. He's like, रुक जा, आज का डिलीवरी दिखाया ना, थोड़ी देर सो जा. I said, नहीं, मैं जाऊँगी and I'm going to get that gimbal. I went all the way. He said, मैम मेरा फ़ोन पानी में गिर गया था. I'm like, ठीक है, fair enough, give me my gimbal. He said, मैम वो बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है, हम OTP ये सबके बिना नहीं दे सकते. मैं ठीक है, आप मुझे दो. And I tried to fix it. He's like, मैम हम अभी आपके ही पास है, हम लिटरली 1 घंटे में आपके घर पे पहुंचा देते. I'm like, no, I need it. Maybe if I would have slept, I would have not been that anxious. And guess what? I took that gimbal, I went to his home again, and I started crying again because those were tears of joy. And I was like, I could have avoided all of this maybe by just sleeping when I was tired. So I'm not sure if this helps, but I'll try. 44th, eat when you're hungry. A lot of people just get hangry. Touch wood, I've never felt hangry, or I'm not that person, but eat when you're hungry. 45th point, pause before you react. And I'm practicing this so much since this year because I never did this. Trust me. Anybody who knows me watching this video know how impulsive and reactive I am. But I know that I am working towards it. 45th point again, pause before you react. You are allowed to be angry, but you will want to be mindful of allowing that feeling to make you take action that could impact your safety or your quality of life for years to overcome. A lot of times we lose friends, we lose people by the things that we say. So yeah, I think I need to practice this because I lost my really close friend by just reacting in a way that I shouldn't have reacted. So I need to pause before I react. 46th, write yourself a note in which you outline exactly what to do when you have a panicky feeling. When you're thinking clearly, tell yourself what to do when you're not. So when I'm in this zone, I'm not panicking, I'm okay. I'm gonna write it down. जब मैं panic करूँगी, तो how should I be handled or what should I do? So you write it in a note and you write it to yourself and keep that when I'm going to panic, these are the things that I don't have to do or have to do. So when you panic, you should refer to that note. So when in your clarity state of mind, you tell yourself that this is what you should do and not do. When you're panicking, you can actually help yourself by understanding whether this is the way you need to go ahead when you're panicking. And the last point, the 47th point that actually moved me, and this helped me so much. You see how we started just with motivation, and then in between I was like, oh my god, this is too heavy for me, and by end I was like, okay, I am practicing this, I am learning how to pause before reacting on. But the 47th point was the one that made me feel like I'm going to sit here and record this video for you to feel moved, even if I don't have views on this video. But if this video helps one person to heal or to understand themselves or be better, here's what you need to listen to. The 47th point is remember that you are mortal. All of this will pass. No time is guaranteed. You are not stuck forever. Life moves quickly and it does not stop. You are only here for a moment. Try to savor it as much as you can. मेरे डैड मुझे ये एडवाइस देते हैं एंड आई एम सो प्राउड अबाउट दिस. मेरे पापा मुझे बोलते हैं क्यों रोती है बच्ची, जान है तो जहान है. एंड फॉर पीपल हु नो माई डैड दे नो ही एग्जैक्टली टॉक्स इन हिज टोन, दिस टोन. एंड ही सेज क्यों रोती रहती है बच्ची, मत रो, जान है तो जहान है, सर सलामत तो जूते हजार. सॉरी दैट्स व्हाट ही सेड. ही सेज कि अरे जूते हजार खा सकते लेकिन उसके लिए सर सही होना चाहिए. We are all going to die. And that's what it said. Remember that you're mortal. And all of this will pass. No time is guaranteed. And this is so important. I'm like, I'm any which way is going to die. So might as well try it. Might as well have that momentum, live it and then die. What's the point of stopping your life before it actually stops? And this is what I wanted to mention to you from this video. Because, go and heal and do whatever, it's all up to you. Go get therapy or pray, open the Bible, read. But you know what? It will not help if you don't go and read the Bible, if you don't go and talk to God, if you don't go and actually talk to a therapist. So the whole point of everything was, because I made a video on overthinking, I really wanted to make this video and tell you that, you know what, give yourself the space to actually work on yourself. Because the biggest project that you'll ever do is me, myself. Okay, this is very personal, but a lot of people tell me this. I have a lot of friends and I have male friends as well. So I'll have this period where one male friend that will be really close to me. And then someone told me that you treat them as projects, because you have so much masculinity in you that you want to work on things, that you treat them as project and you want them to work on things too. So instead of that, the biggest project that you're going to work is in yourself. By helping and making someone else a project, you're slowing your progress. And I'm like, yeah, if this much momentum could help me bring where I am in the past 5 years, imagine if I put that energy in myself, how much it will help. So we're together in this journey. I'm not here to give you gyan, but we're together in this journey, and both of us will make sure that our journey is going to be transformative. 2026 is going to be the year that you change. And I hope these 47 points from the book actually helped you. And if not, we have more videos that's probably going to come on different topics. But yeah, I felt they'll say that I should make a video on this topic, so I did. So if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for a lot of fun and relatable content. If you want to see my fun side and everything, you can go check my Instagram, because I post like every day. People ask me like, do you vlog? I don't know if I vlog or no. I just have fun posting my stories. My clients enjoy seeing it. A lot of people also ask me that, Kanishka, don't your clients go away seeing you enjoy so much? I'm like, no, I bring that energy to the table. I work hard and I party harder. So yeah, that's me. And bye guys, this is Kanishka Thakur signing off, and these were ways where you could micro heal yourself. And I'm on this journey. I hope you're too. If you found this video relatable, don't forget to share it with a friend who you feel should really sit and listen to this 30 minutes. 30 minutes? 38 minute video, 40 minutes video. Go share it with them. Okay, bye bye.